car repossessions are at their highest level since the Great Recession, with millions of Americans losing their vehicles.
A major car dealership chain just went bankrupt in America. Banks, they lost hundreds of millions. And if you're even thinking about buying a car right now, what I'm about to show you will blow your mind. There are 33 cars in America that cost over $100,000. Under $30,000, just 18. And this gap, it's destroying the entire auto industry right in front of our eyes. Let me hit you with some numbers that should absolutely terrify you. Since 2019, the number of new cars sold for over $50,000 has doubled. Not increased a little, doubled. Meanwhile, there are now only 18 new car models available for under $30,000. Think about that for a second. The entire American auto industry has basically abandoned anyone who isn't wealthy. The average new car now costs $49,077. That's $11,000 more than before COVID. And here's the crazy part. 1 in 5 people buying cars right now are committing to monthly payments of $1,000 or more. Let me say that again. 20% of car buyers are paying over $1,000 a month for a car. But here's what nobody's talking about. The auto industry isn't just selling to rich people by accident. They've made a calculated bet. They're going all in on wealthy buyers. And that bet, it's starting to backfire in spectacular fashion. 3 weeks ago, a massive Texas car dealership called Tricolor Holdings filed for bankruptcy. You've probably never heard of them, but they were the 7th largest independent used car chain in America. They specialized in something called subprime lending, and if that phrase just gave you flashbacks to 2008, you're paying attention. Remember the housing crisis? Subprime mortgages? Banks handing out loans to people who couldn't afford them? The financial system nearly collapsed. Well, now it's happening with cars. Tricolor was selling vehicles to people with bad or no credit, charging interest rates over 20%, more than double what most people pay. And last year alone, they handed out over $1 billion in these high-risk loans. Now they're gone, completely liquidated. 90% of their workforce was sent home. Their website shut down. Executives deleted their LinkedIn profiles. Poof, vanished. But here's where this gets absolutely insane. JP Morgan Chase lost money. Barclays lost money. Fifth Third Bank, they're staring down a $200 million loss on Tricolor loans. $200 million. And get this, they're investigating it for fraud. The Justice Department is involved. Federal investigators are looking into whether Tricolor pledged the same collateral on multiple loans. That's financial fraud on a massive scale. Now, when the banks that funded subprime auto loans start losing hundreds of millions of dollars, what do you think happens next? They stop lending. Credit tightens. And suddenly, even if you could afford a car, you can't get approved for a loan. We've seen this movie before. Subprime lending, banks making risky bets, everyone thinking it'll be fine until it's not. This isn't just about one dealership. This is a canary in the coal mine. So let me paint you a picture of what's happening in America right now, because we're living in two completely different automotive worlds. On one side, you have wealthy buyers. Their home values are up, their stock portfolios are booming. They have excellent credit. Banks love them, and automakers are obsessed with them. Mercedes, BMW, Cadillac, Tesla, Porsche, Maserati, they're all building $80,000, $100,000, even $150,000 vehicles because rich people will buy them. Or at least, that's what they thought. But here's what's actually happening on dealer lots across America. There's a Jaguar F-Pace that's been sitting unsold for 372 days. That's over a full year. An Audi A6, 276 days, 9 months collecting dust. The Maserati Grecale, 259 days. Even the Ford Mustang, supposedly an American icon, is averaging 225 days on the lot before someone buys it. Think about that. These aren't cheap cars. We're talking $50,000, $70,000, $80,000, sometimes over $100,000. Beautiful, well-engineered luxury vehicles. And they're sitting for 6, 7, 8 months, some over a year, because nobody's buying them. Dealers are drowning in inventory they can't move. Every single day these cars sit on the lot, the dealers paying interest on them. They're losing money. They're getting desperate. Some are offering 0% financing, throwing in thousands of dollars in incentives, and people still aren't buying. Now, on the other side of this equation, everyone else is completely locked out. You can't afford the $49,000 average new car. You can't find anything under $30,000. There are literally only 18 models. And even used cars that are 3 years old are selling for over $31,000. That's near record prices for used vehicles. And now, with banks tightening credit after the Tricolor collapse and other subprime lenders pausing operations, you might not even be able to get a loan anymore. John Lear, the chief economist at Morning Consult, said something that should make everyone nervous. He said, "So many companies have become so focused on catering to the demand of those high-income consumers. If that bubble bursts, that has pretty dramatic implications across the economy." Did you catch that? Dramatic implications across the economy. Not just cars, everything. And here's the thing, that bubble isn't just threatening to burst. It's already starting to crack. The warning signs are everywhere if you know where to look. Mercedes-Benz, their sales are down 12% from last year. Even luxury buyers are starting to pull back. China, their biggest market, is down 27%. These are massive drops. Tesla's Cybertruck, this thing is a disaster. Sales collapsed over 50% year over year to just 4,306 units in Q2 2025. And get this, Tesla is sitting on $800 million worth of 10,000 unsold Cybertrucks. $800 million in inventory nobody wants. They're so desperate. They're offering 0% financing, free supercharging for life, throwing in full self-driving software for free premium connectivity, and people still aren't buying them. Forbes called the Cybertruck the worst automobile industry flop in decades. Elon Musk predicted they'd sell 250,000 per year. They're on track to sell maybe 26,000 in 2025. That's a 90% miss. But the real warning sign, the one that should keep everyone up at night, auto loan debt in America just hit $1.66 trillion. That's trillion with a T. That's more than student loan debt. It's the second largest form of consumer debt after mortgages. And right now, over 5% of borrowers are behind on their payments. That's the highest delinquency rate in years. People are defaulting. They can't afford the payments. Think about what happened in 2008. Subprime mortgages, banks making risky loans to people who couldn't afford them. Everyone thinking prices would go up forever. Everyone thinking the bubble would never pop. Then, collapse. Does this sound familiar? Subprime auto loans. Banks losing hundreds of millions. Record debt. Rising delinquencies. An industry betting everything on one narrow segment of buyers. History doesn't repeat, but it sure does rhyme. Let me drive this point home one more time because it's so important. 372 days for a Jaguar, 276 days for an Audi A6. These are beautiful, well-engineered, luxury vehicles, and they're sitting on lots for almost a year because the market has completely shifted. The automakers built what they wanted to sell, high-margin luxury vehicles, but they didn't build what people can actually afford to buy. While these luxury cars collect dust, there are only 18 models under $30,000 that regular people can actually buy. The stuff people want doesn't exist in the market. The stuff dealers have, nobody wants. This isn't just inefficient. This is a crisis. This is a massive misallocation of resources. And when this corrects, and it will correct, it's going to be painful for everyone involved. So here's what's coming. And here's what you need to know if you're thinking about buying a car. First, if you need a car and you're not wealthy, it's about to get even harder. Banks are scared right now. After watching Tricolor collapse and losing hundreds of millions, they're going to make it tougher to get approved for loans. Your interest rates are going to be higher. Your down payment requirements are going to be steeper. If your credit isn't perfect, good luck. Second, if you already have a car loan, hold on tight. The average person is already paying $754 a month. If you're in that 20% paying over $1,000, you're vulnerable. If you lose your job, if there's a recession, if something happens to your income, you could be in serious trouble. Make sure you have an emergency fund. Make sure you can handle those payments. Third, and this is the big one, when wealthy people stop buying $100,000 cars, the entire auto industry is going to panic. They've built their entire business model around a tiny percentage of buyers. When that dries up, we're talking layoffs, dealership closures, more bankruptcies like Tricolor, plant shutdowns. It cascades through the entire economy. Aaron Keating from Cox Automotive said it perfectly. We either need a much more viable, lower-cost alternative, or something needs to happen in the financial markets that really loosens the ability for those buyers to purchase. Translation: without major changes, this gets worse before it gets better. Now, if you're shopping right now, here's my advice. If you're looking at luxury cars, you have all the power right now. These cars are sitting for 200, 300, even 372 days. Dealers are desperate. Negotiate aggressively. You can probably get thousands, maybe tens of thousands off MSRP. They need to move inventory. If you're looking for something affordable, be patient if you can. The market is tight, but there are deals out there. Consider used cars from private sellers. Look at last year's models. Expand your search radius. And whatever you do, get pre-approved for financing before you step foot in a dealership. Don't let them control the terms. If you can wait, wait. This market is unsustainable. Something has to give. Either prices come down, or automakers start making affordable cars again, or there's going to be a correction. Be patient if you can afford to be. Look, I'm not trying to be dramatic here. I'm not trying to scare you for clicks. These are just the facts. The auto industry bet everything on rich people. Subprime lenders are collapsing. Major banks are losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Delinquency rates are spiking. Luxury cars are sitting unsold for over a year. And the average person can't even afford a basic car anymore. This is the reality of the 2025 auto market. So here's my question for you. Do you think this is just a temporary rough patch that'll work itself out? Or are we watching the beginning of something much bigger? Are we heading for another 2008-style crisis, but this time with cars instead of houses? Drop a comment and let me know what you think. And here's another one. Which is worse, having $100,000 cars sit unsold for a year, or only having 18 affordable cars for everyone else to fight over? I genuinely want to know your perspective. And if you know someone who's thinking about buying a car right now, a friend, a family member, a coworker, send them this video. They need to see this. They need to understand what's really happening in this market before they make a huge financial decision. If this video helped you understand what's going on, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more content breaking down complex economic issues that actually affect your life. I'll see you in the next one. Stay informed, stay smart, and for the love of God, don't commit to a $1,000 monthly car payment unless you absolutely have to. Peace.